Sue really liked the costume made by the app because she had always dreamed of becoming a superhero. The next morning, while Sue is having breakfast with everyone, she gets a call from Maria. Maria tells her that she escaped from the kidnappers but now wants to meet her. Maria asks Sue to come to a building. Sue goes there with Toby and the app. As soon as they reach the building, the kidnappers set a trap for them. Toby suspects that it wasn't the kidnappers but Maria herself who set the trap, and he tells Sue this. Sue feels very bad about it, and they get into a fight. Toby also gets angry and leaves them behind. After Toby leaves, Sue and the app quietly stay in the building. A little while later, the app causes an explosion in the building. In the next scene, Sue is lying on her bed in her room. Suddenly, she wakes up and sees Maria in front of her. Sue asks Maria about her friends, but Maria says that no girl named App is her friend. Sue is shocked and asks her mom about her disappearance. Her mom tells her there is no glitch in her blood, so she should forget everything. Sue doesn't believe her, so Maria tells her she must have seen all this in a dream. Then Maria says that a boy was calling her on her mobile. Sue sits up and says it must be Toby's call. She says Toby must have invited her to a party. But instead of answering, Maria locks her in the room and leaves. After Maria leaves, it is revealed that she wasn't the real Maria but her friend, Absent, who had created a new medicine using the glitch in Sue's blood. That medicine made her very powerful and gave her the ability to take on anyone's form. Her next plan was to experiment on Toby with the same glitch. However, Sue figures out her entire plan. Then her mom comes into the room with Toby. Sue is confused whether this is her real mom or the friend pretending to be Maria. So she asks Maria to unlock a system that only Maria or someone from her family could access. Maria does unlock it, and Sue becomes certain that this is her real mom. Maria is shocked and asks what this means. Sue tells her that her friend had tried to ruin everything by taking her form. At Sue's urging, Maria looks at the footage and sees her friend, realizing the truth. This leads to a fight between Maria and her friend because the friend believed she had a right to all of Maria's experiments. But when her plans failed, she tried another path, getting Sue's glitch. Sue then tells Maria that now her friend is after Toby to turn him into someone like Sue. Maria's friend had already reached the party disguised as Toby's friend and was planning to experiment on him. Maria tells Sue that they must also go to the party. Before leaving, her mom gives Sue an antidote to inject into Maria's friend's body. At the party, Sue finds Toby and tells him not to go near his friend because she is actually absent. Toby doesn't respond because he's still angry with Sue and tries to leave. At that moment, the aunt grabs Toby and mocks Sue, saying she is more powerful than her. Sue knows she has to save Toby at any cost. So she uses a device her mom gave her to make herself invisible and disappears from the party. She immediately reaches the aunt and injects the antidote into her body. The aunt turns back into her real form and faints. Everyone gets rid of her and leaves the party. Then they discover that Toby's friend had actually been hired by the aunt to help her get Sue's blood to create the medicine. Sue is heartbroken to hear this and feels that everything bad happened because of her. So she decides to cure her glitch herself and injects the antidote into her own body. When the aunt shows up, Sue plans to teach her a lesson. She attaches a device to the aunt's wheelchair, making it roll backward. The aunt gets so scared she faints, and everyone leaves her there. Sue then wakes up in her bed and finds her mom and dad standing in front of her. She is completely fine now and no longer disappears, as she has cured her glitch. She writes in her diary, "I'm the luckiest girl in the world because I have the best parents." She is very happy that everything in her life is back to normal. Then she goes on a trip with her friends and yells joyfully while boating. We're all special. That's how the movie ends on a happy note.